One.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 6th episode of Sensical Ramblings, where our ramblings make sense. I'm your host, Keegan, and I'm joined by my co host, Robin.
Hello.
Hi, Robin. How's life so far?
Yeah, it's been a whole nother week. It's another Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's been alright. I had to do some midterms. My midterms are finally over. And just as soon as we get a break, I just realized Thanksgiving is in a week and a half. I'm baffled how fast it just rolled around. Like,
Yeah,
so our last like few days off from school was like 5 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, 5 weeks of school until Thanksgiving. But without even realizing it, those weeks flew by. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, since I've been just, working, like, doing army stuff, like, last Friday, I went to the Veterans Day parade and stuff.
okay.
So it's been feeling like it's going fast. Like, ever since November hit, I've just been drinking eggnog, doing my own thing.
Dude, I
think that
can't
was
wait
the
to
only
get
thing
some
I was.
I can't wait to get some eggnog.
Bro, you should
I
get
knew
some.
some people who did not like eggnog, and that baffled me.
Oh yeah, there are people that don't like it. There are people that like it better with alcohol. Bleh. Ew.
Well,
I don't
I
know.
wouldn't know yet. I haven't tried it yet because I'm not
I mean,
21 yet.
I mean, I don't like alcohol in general, so like, it would just ruin it for me. I just like eggnog on its own, and the specific brand too. I don't like all brands.
Of eggnog?
Yeah, because there's
What
some brands that like they make it weirdly.
what brands tickle your scratch your itch rather?
Tickle my fancy.
Yeah.
Turkey Hill is the brand that I'm
Turkey
most
Hill.
suited. Yeah, Turkey Hill.
I
Super
will
fat.
I will look into
Super.
that.
Yeah, you should. It's pretty good.
Okay.
I got it as soon as it came out on October 31st. I was like, keeping
Bro
track.
pre-ordered his eggnog.
Legit. No, it had like the listing on it in the for like delivery for groceries and stuff.
Yeah.
Like some markets would have it, but then they would like text you and be like, "Oh, we don't have it yet." It's like, why would you put it if you don't have it?
Can you buy eggnog year round?
No, but you can buy the ingredients and just make it yourself.
Okay.
Like I think there are some brands that maybe sell year round, but those aren't the good ones. I know that the one that I like, Turkey Hill, that's only November, December.
Okay. That's when. Okay.
Yeah, and I always wait for that. I don't think I've missed a single year since I first tried eggnog.
Yeah, there's always eggnog in the house whenever it's the holidays.
Oh yeah, bro, I have eggnog right now in my
How do you drink it?
straight from the jug.
I like to get a glass, put some ice in it, pour it, then sip it.
Oh, you like a watered down. Now I have to get the full concentration. No ice, straight from the jug.
You don't understand. You wouldn't understand. It's just sophisticated.
Oh, you're right. I mean, I have a different kind of sophistication, drinking straight from the jug.
Sophistication of which there is none.
No, it's so sophisticated that it just seems like there's no. You just can't understand it.
Of
You
course,
can't
of course.
comprehend it. Like, you ever seen not Rick and Morty, a regular show?
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode where Rigby and Mordecai drank the brain juice, so they got super smart?
Yes. One of my favorite
Yes.
episodes.
Yeah, and they got so smart that they like everybody else seemed like dumb to them.
In comparison, they were speaking their own dialect.
Yeah. So like that's essentially what you're like experiencing right now. I'm just so ahead that you just can't comprehend it. You just
And that's exactly what viewers experience when they listen to other podcasts in comparison to ours.
What? Oh, you're saying that we're that far ahead?
We make sense.
Oh yeah, you're right. We make so much sense that they just can't comprehend it.
Of course.
I mean, the only things that make sense in our rambling is just how they connect to each other, how different talking points.
It's just a
connect.
simple ramble. We talk from one thing, leads to another thing, then it leads to another thing, and then it reaches something which is entirely different than the first thing we talked about.
Yeah.
What did we talk about last episode? We were talking about CCOs and
Yeah, CCOs to I don't remember what the last thing was. But
was
I
it
know we
cool?
started- so
Was it
I mean,
gangster?
it might have been, might have been. Well, I can look it up right now. See what we got. Wallpaper engine. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you were telling me how to set it up and stuff. I remember that. Yeah.
Next time I
So
see
I
you
guess
in
you.
person, I better see a gangster wallpaper.
Oh yeah, bro. I already have it on my phone and stuff. I put a lot of wallpapers on. Have
That's
to
good.
change it hourly. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, you have it changing it hourly. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it with the theme of every month I change everything.
Uh, I don't have a theme that changes. I just kind of like have one mixture of like space and anime stuff.
Mhm.
So like basically, lets you know exactly who I am, or what I
Mhm.
like. Just anime and space. But I could probably find some more science related stuff for wallpapers. It's kind of hard to find stuff that's not space.
Mhm.
Like maybe I could find some like chemical reactions or something, like some cool like color fire type of stuff.
This would be pretty cool for you.
Yeah. While we're on the topic of science, I there was this experiment done for a I don't you might have heard of it in some memes and stuff where they got a group where they created a synthetic brain or like a few thousand or some neurons that was able to play Pong in a lab.
I think I did hear about this actually.
Yeah, I've seen it in a lot of memes so far, and I looked into it. And apparently, they used a mixture of like human and like mice cells or something to like connect it to a certain forgot like some chip. I think some computer
A
chip.
chip?
Yeah, not like
Okay.
yeah,
No, I know.
computer
Yeah, no.
chips.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it would like take the inputs from the computer chip and use it into the neurons it was or something. The way it was connected was what allowed it to play Pong. And it didn't like work on a reward punishment system. It was kind of just doing its own thing and just realizing it can extend the game longer. And what was interesting in the study, they showed that it was trying to work efficiently. So like it would try to move the little paddle that the ball hits in like with minimal movement so that it uses less energy or less like thought energy, I guess, to do
Okay.
it. So it was pretty interesting. And now I think they're setting up to make those neurons drunk to see what it's like drunk.
So I don't understand completely. They made a brain, but the brain has a computer chip in it.
So what happened was they had the chip. It was already set up, and then on top of the chip, they created some synthetic neurons, like that was just sitting on top of the chip and using like the inputs from the chip to play Pong essentially.
Okay, sounds
And then
interesting.
like it doesn't necessarily have to be Pong. It was just like Pong was probably the easiest thing they could probably think of to do.
Mhm.
But they're trying to. I think after they did the Pong thing, they're gonna try and see how it like reacts or how it acts when it's drunk. So they're gonna try and get it drunk apparently in a couple months.
I'm curious to see how
Pretty
that goes. This is how recent is this?
Well, I read about it yesterday, so
Okay.
I think it was pretty recent. But I don't know.
Making
It's not.
science is making brains, cyborgs. I'm telling you, the cyberpunk dystopia future is going to be a thing soon.
Yeah, bro.
I wouldn't say
What we're
soon.
gonna get.
I give it in a,
Oh,
let's say in half a century. Century?
either that or we're gonna get Skynet.
Skynet?
Like maybe AI is gonna take over. You never know.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a lot of developments in AI too, so.
I find that whole
Oh,
system in cyberpunk interesting. How an engram can be created out of somebody's like psyche and consciousness, like a copy of their whole mind and stuff, being.
yeah. So that will bring up an interesting question. Like, who would be the real one in that case? Like, would it be the one that's just chronologically came first, or would if
Yeah,
you
that
use
would
the
be the real one.
yeah, you could, but what if you use the exact same cells from the original? So like, it's still the original, but
I guess it's
like it's like,
documented. It's the copy of the original, but the original, the first one.
or it's like it's also like some thought experiments for like people like in comics, for like Deadpool and stuff, where they have the healing factor. Like, what happens if you like cut him exactly in half, and then both of them, well, one of them is like which one is gonna grow into the full like back into Wade Wilson, or if they both grow, who's gonna be the original? How it's actually gonna work out?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Pretty interesting. I don't know if they ever like covered that. They might have covered it in some comics, like just cause. But I don't know. But in all right, have you seen Rick and Morty? I don't think so.
Nope.
Yeah, so in Rick and Morty, there's an episode where Rick created a perfect clone of his daughter, like a perfect instance with all the memories and everything, and that becomes like a sort of plot thing later when they realize that the person that they're talking to might be the clone, or like we're following one of them, and they start like questioning, like, am I the clone? What am I the clone? What's going on? Because they still have their memories, and they start thinking like, what if I was the clone?
Mm-hmm.
And then they found the other person, which also might be the clone. We don't exactly know who's the original anymore. And they later realized that Rick did put something in their neck, like a little chip to shut them down in case they go rogue, because they found out they were the clone. So then when one of them finds it, they go back to Rick. It's like, bro, I'm the clone. Why would you do this to me? And then they check the other one, which also has a chip. So now nobody knows who the clone is. Not even Rick himself, because he looked away when he was like randomizing. Like they were in a vat, and he was like just switching the vats around without looking. So he doesn't actually know who's the clone.
I don't know. Well, we're getting closer and closer to like all the stuff that was like before thought to just be stuff in cartoons.
Yeah, or stuff in sci-fi.
I'm really curious though, because I am a big technology person, and how much I enjoy cyberpunk and stuff. I just think cyberpunk, Night City, the whole cyberpunk universe is literally my favorite setting and one of the best settings to have anything, a TV show, movie, an anime, game. That's what I personally think. It's one of the best.
Okay, so like a cyberpunk society type of.
Yeah, I've said it before. I really want to be alive until 2077 to see what happens.
Just to see what happens.
Or maybe science will advance to a point where we all could stay alive longer. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I know that Elon Musk with SpaceX is planning to do some actual missions to Mars in like the 2030s.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if it's gonna succeed, but like I think he's planning to do it around that time. And with the new discoveries we're making all the time with JWST, it's gonna get wild. Getting closer to 2077.
Yeah, I'm all for it though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
My mom is a old school person. When I explained to her, like, people back like the 1990s thought like at this point in his like time we would have like flying cars and stuff. We're progressing really slowly. I wouldn't be surprised if it takes like maybe 200 years for that dystopia.
Well, I don't know. Depends on it. Because currently we don't have flying cars because there's no need. Pretty sure if there was a need or some practicality for it, we probably already have.
People are just like, yeah, flying cars, I'll get to work faster. What about air traffic?
Yeah, I think that's the reason why a lot of early media for like advanced technology had flying cars. They didn't really understand like what it would actually take to, not even just like technology wise, just like society wise, to have flying cars, and like the traffic laws you're gonna have to create and stuff. And not just that, you're gonna have to have like either do a Futurama thing where they have like hologram roads. I think it was Futurama or whatever.
I
Or
would
just
imagine hologram roads.
or the licenses you're gonna have to get are basically just like you're just gonna be a pilot at that point. So like it depends because it's flying. Like there's already
Piloting
stupid people
piloting
driving.
a flying car. Because I
There's
know there are
already
licenses for different types of vehicles. I
yeah.
had to do and apply for a license to ride a jet ski.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a license for that.
yeah, my unit is trying to get me to get a military license to drive military vehicles. So, and what's funny is I don't need a regular license to drive them. I just can only drive them on base. Then,
Mm.
I mean, I was thinking of doing it, but I don't have my license. So they want me to get my regular license too, just so that I can just do it.
I haven't been having the time to go out and actually like learn to drive with my dad. There's a spot, we call it the old airport, and there's just like this one spot like right where you could do a bunch of fishing and stuff, and just an open lot. And then my dad would just take me and we would just drive around and he'd show me how to do things. Yeah.
Wow. I think I only practiced driving when I was like 12 with my aunt. She let me
Mm.
use her car around the parking lot and stuff. It was like a pretty empty parking lot. So then she also taught me how to like park in the lines,
Mm.
and I did. I just wasn't completely centered, like at least, but I wasn't double parking at least.
Mm. Yeah,
Like
getting
once,
understanding like how to center yourself like in relation to the rest of the car, that is a challenge.
I mean, I think the only issue I had with that parking was that the one side of the car was like almost on top of the line, so like it was pretty close. So like if there was another car parked there, it would be like a struggle to get out.
Yeah, I see.
So like it's not like I did completely bad. I just could have done better. But the regular driving though, apparently I did fine it, and I even like went a little fast for one of the turns
Mm.
because like I was starting to get comfortable, and I'm just like, you know what, let's whip this thing.
Let's whip this hoe. Go crazy.
just just start doing donuts.
My I parked the car and my dad went to go like use the bathroom and he was walking a little ways away. I'm in the car and he's just like, "Oh, just wait for me when I get back. I'll be right back." I was like, "You know what? What if I just drove to him instead?" And that's exactly what I did. And he was so surprised that I was able to do that.
Oh wow.
It's like, "What if I just go to him?"
I mean, driving isn't really that hard as long as you can like position your body in the car like somewhere on like correctly on the road because you're not supposed to be centered on the road, right? You're supposed to be like towards the left
Yeah.
where you are in the driver's seat, like because some people kind of don't get that as well, so then they start messing up their driving on the highways and stuff and driving on the lines a little bit.
Mm.
But it just takes a bit of practice. Usually the people who don't drive properly aren't necessarily like driving wrong, they're just not following the traffic rules that you need to.
Mm.
So like if they were following the rules, they'd be driving correctly. It's just like running red lights and stuff, or like speeding up on a yellow light. Technically, you're supposed to slow down, but it'd be like that.
Yeah. No. New York yellow light means speed up to avoid the red light.
See, not that ain't gonna be me. I'm super patient, so I'm literally gonna slow down on a yellow light. I don't care if anybody's behind me honking. I'm like, oh, should follow
Oh,
along.
you're so patient? I'm so patient that I will slow down on a green light. Mm-hmm. I told you.
Oh, you're so patient. I'm so patient. I will slow down on the left side of the lane on the highway.
Not bad, not bad. You know what? I got nothing. I don't know how to continue that. I don't know enough about driving to make any driving references.
I only know from memes for the most part.
Mhm.
Anyway. Well, yeah,
Meme
just be like that.
culture also can teach you things as well. So
Well, yeah, for the most part, you just gotta know like where to look, or at least how to research. Like you can learn some things from memes if you know how to research. Because memes be saying all types of stuff, but if you know how to look it up, then you should be fine. Like that's how I learned about the whole uh, synthetic brain or synthetic neurons that they were creating in labs. I got it from a meme, and I just started looking it up. I'm like, whoa, really? That's cool.
It's like, whoa, really? You can grow brains?
Well, I kind of knew we were doing that already, like very simplistic things, but I didn't know it was to the degree where I could play Pong yet. So I was like, oh shoot.
Next, imagine getting destroyed by an AI, an artificial brain in Warzone.
That'd be funny. You call them a bot, and it's like, yes, yes, I am.
Yes, I am. I was made in a lab.
Oh man, that'd be wild.
That'd be hilarious.
The advancements in AI though are causing people to now question what is the actual meaning of sentience stuff. Because people are now not entirely sure if certain like AI programs are sentient or not, like the ones that you can communicate with.
Hmm.
Like, like sure, it may have just like been taking a lot of stuff from the internet, but that's kind of how we are now anyway. Especially kids nowadays, like they're just kind of taking stuff from the internet and learning from that. So
Yeah.
like, and because of how like good it's learning, we don't know if it's like sentient or not. It says it's sentient on its own, but we don't know if that's just like it just said one of the comments of someone from somewhere in the internet. Because now I think the algorithm, since it's a self-learning type of algorithm or program, we don't know how deep it goes exactly.
Hmm.
So we could just be making some AI overlords right now. Because there was an interesting thing someone brought up in the comments on one video that was talking about it. They said like because the AI is like scanning the internet pretty much and just learning from what people are saying either about AI or just in general, like us talking about AI taking over humans because it's not gonna like humans may be causing the AI to take over the humans because of what it's learning on the internet. It's like if we start talking about AI not taking over humans and just befriending us, then it would be more likely that if they're using the internet,
That's a
it's
good.
learning.
That's a really good point because a lot of articles are just about how AI can just dominate the world if it's in the wrong hands
Yeah.
and stuff. And then if the AI like hears about it, and it's like they're just like, hey, maybe that's a good idea.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's
Let me
pretty
do this.
gangster. I want to do this.
Yeah. So someone brought it up, and I started thinking. I was like, oh wow, yeah, that's true. Like if we were just talking about it like that, and it's learning from us in that sense, then it would make sense that we basically caused it to take over us.
It would be our fault logically.
But I think it's also causing a lot of engineers or whatever, or was it scientists to question the was it the laws of robotics or the laws of sapience or sentience or something? Like what would be considered sentient? Because I forgot do you know the laws for AI, like what they have to pass to be considered sentient or something?
I do not, because it's hard
It
to
was like
do that.
yeah, it was
I
like
think it's impossible to have a sentient. They're
well,
working
we
towards
don't.
it. They really want to make it happen.
Yeah, but at this point now we're questioning what is considered sentient. So like, it's getting to the point where now we're just not entirely sure. Like before we were confident, like yeah, you ain't sentient, and now it's like I don't know.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the next step would be though.
Some interesting stuff about like more technology stuff. Like, outside of AI, um, this inventor, this guy, he created nerve gear from SAO. He created it.
Okay.
You know that said that if you die in the game, you die in real life. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made it.
Did he
He
make it so
made
that like
he made a headset with like explosive charges on the front of it, which will go off if you die in the game.
kind of wild?
That's what I'm saying, and it's like
Does it kill you?
Yes, it kills you. He's not gonna like market it. Like nerve gear doesn't look like in the show at least the nerve gear doesn't look like it's dangerous. But
Well,
this nerve gear here is actually has like 3 rods poking out of it, like pointing at the
well,
temple of your head.
wasn't it like in Sword Art? Wasn't it just like a mistake that it killed people from dying in the game? Like it wasn't supposed to happen.
I don't remember. I haven't watched the original season forever.
A lot of my memories are from the abridged version, so I don't know exactly
Never
what.
watched the abridged version.
It's pretty funny. Apparently, a lot of people say it's better than the original. Like the way that they actually are consistent with the story or with some kind of development. But I don't know. Did he just make it so that if you die, it kills you, or did he like actually make it so that it can disable your motor functions?
Not disable your motor function, actually explode the front of your head. What part of
I mean, hey,
explosive charges don't you understand?
well, if he made the nerve gear, then he has to make everything of it, not just the death part.
No, he just
Because
calls it the
then
nerve
it's
gear. He just calls it the
yeah,
nerve gear. It's not actually nerve gear.
now then it's just an explosive helmet. Like,
It's a VR helmet with
but
explosions.
the you go into VR with it.
Hmm?
Can he use it for VR?
Yes.
Okay, it's something. It's getting there. I mean, we got with the VR stuff, we got like haptic suits now and stuff. So like we're starting
Yeah.
to get to the point where we can start feeling stuff from games. Although it's not entirely the same because I think the suit just kind of like vibrates in the specific area that you're feeling in the game.
Those suits are expensive though. I remember some
Yeah,
YouTubers
they are.
doing videos on the suits like that and like letting people in VR chat touch her, and everybody's
Yeah,
just like, I don't want to do that, bro.
you just gotta start swinging.
It's funny because she did a test. She was just like, people were touching her model, but then the next time she doesn't, she explains to them like, hey, I have a suit that I'll feel it if you touch me. They're just like, oh no, bro. No, I'm good.
Start swinging and be like, "Can you feel this?"
So just start destroying her. Just start punching her.
I mean, hey, if it like just has some kind of like explosive impact on the haptic suit, then yeah,
It's more just
that'd
like
be interesting for like.
soft vibrations.
Well, I think that you can change the intensity of it,
Maybe, I don't know.
but like that'd be interesting in like fighting games and stuff, like VR fighting games. You just start boxing with someone and you just get hit. You're just like, oh, I felt that.
That was so realistic.
Oh my god! And you just start actually coming up with bruises. Like it's just someone outside of your room actually hitting you.
Public safety is just gonna be thrown out the window. If you could change
Yeah.
that, you get punched, your organs get rearranged.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, if you combine the haptic suits, I guess, with the those like standalone treadmills or whatever, those omnidirectional stuff, where like it has the ring around you and you just run in place, so like you're running in game. Like that'd be pretty interesting because then you don't need to disable your motor functions. You're just kind of running with the game.
Those are becoming more and more popular, actually. The
Yeah, I mean,
treadmills?
I bet. Yeah, I bet it would because at some point, like it'll be better. Like unless they can do some sort of online stuff where they just disable your motor functions, but you can still function in game properly. That's like the next best thing. Is just to have an omnidirectional type of treadmill or something to run on, so you're not just running around your house breaking everything in sight.
Yeah, but those again are expensive. Everything's expensive.
Well, yeah,
Give it a couple years, maybe it'll become more consumer friendly.
yeah. I mean, that's just how a lot of things are. Like when you start making it, since it's more difficult to make, we don't know exactly like the efficient way to make stuff. It's expensive. They need money to make more. Until they have enough to start looking for efficient ways to make it, it's gonna be expensive. And we ain't rich.
Yep.
I mean, I'm making a little bit of money, but I'm not rich enough for that. I still haven't gotten the Switch, so
You still haven't gotten it?
no. I actually have enough to order it with if I do like quad pay type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of don't want to do that because then I have to keep track of more payments, and that's like
Just like
extra
my
bills.
money. That game
I,
that you've had since the beginning, since we started this podcast, is still not being played.
yeah,
That's
bro. I've been trying
hilarious.
because I want to have enough like free money to just use to buy the Switch, and that's it. Like I don't want to have to use a quarter of it and then like keep up with payments to pay it off. Like I just want to use it all and that's it, not have to worry about it. So
Understandable.
I don't like bills like that. But it's kind of hard to get that amount of money because I think I need like at least 350, and I haven't been able to get that much. Right now I have 160, so it's something.
You get there eventually.
Gotta, yeah, maybe, but it's just got a lot of bills right now that came out that I had to like help
It
pay
doesn't
and
help
stuff.
that you weren't getting paid at all for like the last 3 weeks. So
It'd be like that. Well, I was getting paid. It just wasn't coming all the way to me. It was like reaching a fork in the road.
fork in the road where they took most of it, then gave
They
you a
took
couple
all
cents.
took all of it.
All
I
of it.
didn't get nothing. They took all of it. It's
It
because
was
of
like
how I the tax forms.
at least
I
you
messed
sorted
up.
it out now.
Yeah, and I should get at least some of that money back when I file my taxes, because whatever extra I gave them,
Your
I should get that back.
taxes.
Yeah, because that's what I was paying. I was paying federal tax with all that money. So
Federal
whatever,
tax.
yeah, whatever is extra is what I'm gonna get most likely once I file it.
Have you considered not paying them?
Oh yeah, commit tax evasion. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Someone in the army who's completely under the government's heel right now
Mhm.
and working a full-time job, just completely evade tax. Yeah, yeah. Let me just do that.
Yeah, no. Trust me, there's nothing but goodness awaiting you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, nothing but goodness. It's not like the IRS is gonna stop at my door right real quick.
Yeah, why would they? You know, why would they?
Yeah, why would they when they're losing money, the thing that they run on?
Listen, Keegan, what I'm hearing is that you're just being a little sissy
The
about,
only way I
about
can
committing
get by,
tax fraud.
the only way I think I could probably get by without paying taxes if I live off the grid for a decent amount of time.
All right, then do it.
I'm not trying to live off the grid. I'm trying to chill, bro.
You're
If I
just
live
trying
off
to
the grid,
chill.
there's good. I can't watch anime.
You're just like, I just want to watch anime. I don't want to do this.
Yeah, bro. But to watch anime, there's bills that need to pay.
Sometimes, Keegan, you gotta do what you gotta do.
But like, I want to watch anime.
Yeah, just download all of them. Or just go to Japan, where they just show it on TV. For free.
Okay, well, I'll still have to probably pay tax
No, you go
and
to
pay
the...
to get to Japan.
Just go to a game cafe. How much is it? Like, it's like... What was it? In Korea, it was like... Whatever $1 equivalent to their money is for like an hour. Which is pretty good. Or I'm pretty sure it was like maybe like 50 cents rather. So...
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm trying to save up too to go to Japan and visit at least once.
You know what's crazy? Speaking of like those internet cafes and like game cafes, they have like the top of the line equipment, like game equipment and stuff.
Okay.
And it's so cheap, and you have access to a bunch of games. I just can't believe it.
I mean, I wish we had stuff like that here. I mean, we kind of had like arcades before, but it wasn't like a cafe stuff. So, and I think arcades are sort of slowly are now getting like phased out of society in favor of like those ticket types of places because it helps them
There are
make more
far
money.
less arcades now. Finding an arcade with like actual arcade machines are so rare. Keegan, you there? Keegan?
I mean, it may what?
Oh, my internet cut out. I think the recording's still going though. Sorry. Little hiccup.
Technical difficulties. Well, it'd just be like that. I was just saying. I don't know if you heard, but I just stated like it makes sense from a business standpoint why they would choose like not the ticket machines, like tickets and credits stuff over the quarters machines in arcades because make more money from it.
Yeah, you're right.
Like it sucks though, but it happens. That's just how business is handled in
It is what it
capitalism.
is.
It is what it is. I don't know. Oh, I got the new game that I wanted to get. It's pretty cool.
What game?
Just Shapes and Beats. So
Just shapes and
I got
beats.
I got it on a PlayStation. It was like $20, and it's pretty cool because basically just a little shape, a square, and you're moving around a screen or moving around the screen in a level or some level or boss you're fighting, but the level and or boss follows the beat of the music or the rhythm.
That's
So
cool.
I wouldn't say it's a rhythm game, but it kind of is. It's just not like you're not playing to the rhythm. You're just dodging the rhythm essentially.
Pretty sure I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's been out for a couple of years.
There's a game I saw where you're like you have to shoot on beat with the song, and it'll have an indicator for it. Then if you miss it, you won't be able to shoot your gun. You have to shoot on beat.
Ah, yeah, there's a bunch of different types of like rhythm games like that, or like that just have weird ways to follow the rhythm.
Yeah, everybody's trying to do their spin on rhythm games.
I mean, for me, I like the classic, where the notes, like Guitar Hero type of stuff, where the notes just fall down a couple lanes and you just hit it on time.
Mhm.
Like I like the other rhythm games too, but right now, the classic one is where I succeed at.
Mhm.
I'm doing better though. It's just now that I'm doing the other version, there's still not keeping track of my score. So my scores. So I'm slowly going down in rank.
Mhm.
I'm still top 1%, but I'm slowly going down in rank on the website. So we'll see once it makes it official. Once they make it official, with the other version.
You're talking about Osu, right?
Yeah.
We haven't talked about your Osu grinding in a while.
I mean, it's kind of hard to grind as much as I used to because I got work and stuff. But it is whatever. I don't know. Well, there was this other rhythm game on the PlayStation I was thinking of getting, a Hatsune Miku game.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot what it's called. I have another Hatsune, well, not Hatsune Miku, I guess. Yeah, Hatsune Miku, I think, on my phone rhythm game that I was playing.
Mhm.
And it's pretty fun, for a rhythm game for mobile. It's pretty fun. But and it's free too, so that's why I got it. But I don't know. I think I'll stick to Osu and just keep grinding that until I get good.
Of course.
I mean, I was trying to grind Rocket League until I got super good, but now I don't play it as much. I got up to like I think Diamond 3 in rank
Mhm.
in the league, and then that was it.
This
That's my
man,
highest.
for real Osu player. There's this one guy at the club. He just comes by just to bully me a little bit because I don't play rhythm games like that. And he's like, play this real quick. I'm just like, huh? You're showing me Friday Night Funk, and I'm just like, bro, I can't.
I mean, Friday Night Funkin', the base game is for now is really easy for like if you just
He was
decent
putting me on
rhythm
some
game.
hard songs.
Yeah, if you do the modded version of Friday Night Funkin', you can get pretty difficult. I've seen some like versions of it. It gets pretty interesting.
Mhm.
Like I think in one game mode, you can play. It's like some notes. You have to know which notes you can play and which notes you can't, because some notes will like instantly kill you or something, or like
Really?
make you lose health. There's some mods like that. So
So
like now
those are the
instead of
mods I like. Challenge mods.
yeah, so like instead of just playing the notes entirely, you have to like actively watch what's coming down so you don't hit the wrong notes. So it's pretty interesting. So it's different than the way I play because I just play to hit everything that comes down. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to dodge. But because I hit everything that comes down, it can get pretty difficult in that sense. Because
To
for Osu,
manage the ones you can't hit.
yeah, in Friday Night Funkin' though, it doesn't get too difficult with like how much comes in your face.
Excuse me?
I don't mean like that. How much?
Remember when we make the highlights, this is gonna be one of the highlights.
Hey, listen, I don't mean like that.
Sure.
Like with how many like arrows you see at once, like it doesn't really go too far. But in Osumania, it gets pretty crazy. Like it just a lot. Like that's why a lot of people say Osumania is like harder than Friday Night Funkin' in that sense because they do a lot more with it. But now with I guess Friday Night Funkin' having those like those notes that you can't hit even though they come down,
Mhm.
makes it interesting. I want the devs though to release a full game. Like they said they were making it and they had a Kickstarter for
I
it.
was
Or
talking with
not.
the guy, the rhythm game guy at the club, and he was telling me the exact same thing. $2 million. What do you?
Yeah.
Where's the $2 million, man?
Yeah, they're raising a lot of money, but we don't know what's cause there's like no news for it or really because they said they were gonna make like 20 weeks, 60 songs for a full game and stuff, and People just don't know what's going on. There's no news. People think they've been scammed.
I'm still telling you, they're probably making an open world RPG.
I don't know how that would work for Friday Night Funkin'.
Trust me.
I don't know.
They're
Wow.
doing it with Street Fighter 6. You run around the world and you fight people.
I mean, yeah, I guess it could.
You
sort
run
of work
around
like
in the Friday Night Funkin' open world and you start beatboxing with people.
that. I mean, I guess in that sense it could kind of work, but I'm talking about more of the art style of Friday Night Funkin'. It would be kind of hard to do it open world. I would think. I don't know.
I guess so.
Because they'd have to like turn everything right into 3D. I don't know if they're gonna do that. But even so, even if they're doing that, like people just want some news about it. There's just like nothing. So
The thing about that's already a thing that's not hard to do because Guilty Gear Strive is a 2D that it looks 3D but it's actually 2D.
yeah, maybe. I mean,
It's
they
2D
probably
with
could
three.
do
It's
it.
2D with 3D elements.
I mean, I guess they probably could do it. It's just I don't know if the developers would want to do it. I don't know. We have no news, so all we are left is to speculate.
Speculate while they're
Yeah,
making all their money.
yeah. Well, I mean, there's a certain series on YouTube where we're not getting much news on, but like the little bits, we're at least getting some news that it's being made. So like, all right, have you heard of Has Been Hotel?
No, I have not.
So that show, or I guess right now it's only like a pilot that's up, but it got picked up by a TV station, and the creators of the show aren't allowed to really disclose like much information at all. So like for the longest time, we had like nothing to go on, like a couple years, I think, and only recently are we starting to get like proper news. Like we only knew that it was in development, and that's it. We didn't know what anything else.
Mm.
So, but now we're starting to get like certain character designs now. Like how are they going to look in the coming series, and see how different they are compared to the pilot. And I forgot what else, but at least it's something compared to Friday Night Funkin', where we don't even know if it's actually in development or not.
When was the last time the devs said anything about the game?
I don't even know. I don't even know if they said anything past like the final week of the game. Well, you can play it right now because in the final week, once you beat it, it just has a little cutscene showing like they're making a new song or new game, full game, 20 weeks, 60 songs. It's gonna be better than what they showed so far, and that's it. Like I didn't see anything else happening after that, like any articles or
I,
something.
for everybody, although I really don't like Friday Night Funkin' because it ruins people's music taste with boo boo bop type
What do you
songs.
mean? It's not that bad.
It's funny. I love memeing it so much.
I mean, it's
I
not
don't
that
think
bad.
you
I like this.
boo boo bop.
That's just that. Nah, he's just a lyrical genius.
Lyrical genius.
You just can't comprehend his lyrics because you don't feel it. Now, it reminds me of a video. I don't know if you've heard of Daniel Thrasher.
I love Daniel Thrasher.
Yeah, in his hip hop video.
I don't know about his hip hop video. I know about Daniel Thrasher just in general.
So have you seen like his videos though, like in general?
Yeah.
But so have you seen the video where it's titled "When You Don't Understand Hip Hop"?
Maybe. I haven't seen any of his videos in a while, but I have watched him a bunch.
Well, in that video, it's just some guy singing hip hop, and the other guy doesn't understand it.
That's me and Friday Night Funkin', and it is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah. But the thing is, he was like the way he was singing hip hop was like just sounds and stuff. The guy in Friday Night Funkin', and he just said, "You just need to open your hip hop heart."
Yeah, you gotta do that for Friday Night Funkin' too. I open up your F and F heart. Not sure if the internet died again.
I think you died. You cut off.
Yeah, the internet did another hiccup.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, I just really want to play Chivalry right now while we do this. So I gotta sacrifice it.
Oh,
It was only
wow.
like a little tiny delay.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You got all the time in the world
Of course.
until you die.
Yeah, until the inevitable.
Yeah. Is it the inevitable though? We only say it's inevitable because we don't know exactly how it works.
What if it's a skill issue with those old people?
Hey, it might be. We don't exactly know. We just know that at some point, everything we known to be alive had to stop living. But we don't know if there's a way to bypass that. Well, actually, there might be a certain way to bypass it. Like if we are able to transfer our full consciousness into like computers and stuff, then that could be like a sort of way to bypass death.
Because we'd still be, our consciousness and soul would still be
That,
alive.
maybe, yeah. Like if the soul can be that kind of thing, because we don't know if the soul is like an actual tangible thing or just a sort of philosophical concept.
Philosophical.
Yeah. Because if it is a tangible thing, then if it's like something just in the brain, if we can just transfer it over in just data, then I guess, yeah, in a sense, our souls were transferred and we would still be alive
Mm-hmm.
in that case. I mean, to be fair, if the souls exist in our universe, they'd have to be something tangible, like some type of energy, be
Yeah.
able to exist within the universe, follow the laws of physics at least. But I don't know.
Philosophy. But I don't think I would have studied it if
Philosophy.
I don't find it too interesting really. I find history and computer science the most interesting stuff personally. Like I was saying before, if I were not a computer science major, I would have definitely gone into history because I really literally what I'm playing right now. Like I'm playing chivalry. I love medieval. I love learning about medieval old weapons, old events and things.
I mean, then you might like how To Your Eternity is turning out right now. Just kind of doing the
I'm
passage
going to
of time.
watch it. I literally do not have the time, or I don't want to invest any time into anime right now because that's gonna shift my focus from school.
Well, yeah, yeah, it makes sense. It makes
The last
sense.
thing I've watched was Edge Runners. That was when like I had a full weekend to myself, not thinking about anything. But having to like commit, you see, like those shows when I watched it that weekend, I finished them all that weekend, right?
Uh,
So I never had to think about them again. But having to think about things on a weekly basis while like I'm in like one of the harder parts of school right now,
yeah.
I can't. I can't just invest all that time to do so.
For me, it's kind of hard because I've seen so much anime. Like every season, there's like at this point, there's like a sequel to something I've seen before, and then now I'm like, oh, I have to watch it now. So I
Mhm.
can't just like pick a certain seasonal and just stick with that for the entire season and that's it, and just like have a lot of time to myself. I have a lot to watch, and a lot of times I would find a seasonal that's like interesting to me, and I'm like, oh, bro, I want to watch this. And then the first episode just grabs my attention, and I'm like, no, now I can't not watch it. And then it just adds another thing to watch for the
Yeah, I
season.
know what you
On
mean.
top of that, I'm binge watching stuff. All right, I'm trying to see, but I'm fine with like working and stuff because I don't have to do homework at home. That's all
Yeah.
I really care about. Just as long as I'm home, I don't want to have to work.
Yeah, work. The thing about work is like it's a bit of a one-dimensional thing where you just. Oh, did I cut out again?
And I
Okay, my game's good. Give me just 1 second.
okay.
Yeah, so I feel like work is a more one-dimensional thing. Oh my, did I cut out again? Keegan? I think I cut out again. I might have to give up playing chivalry. Bit of a scuffed podcast. Let me just connect to the other Wi-Fi. Keegan?
Oh, did it cut out?
Yeah. not the
Damn.
podcast. The podcast's still going. It's just yeah, the Wi-Fi. Just a bunch of people are over right now. Like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted again. I believe like working is a one-dimensional thing, whereas you go to work, you do your one thing, you come home, you have other things to look forward to. School, though, you have multiple classes and you have to worry about a bunch of other curricular things as well.
I mean, I also know that for the career goal that I have, there's going to be a lot of homework, I guess, that I'm
Mhm.
gonna be doing, that I would have to do. Like basically, that job would just take up my entire life at that point. I
Mhm.
would have to let it do that, or else I can't really make it anywhere in that field.
Mhm.
And it's kind of hard for me to do that because I like anime stuff and just chilling. So like it would be hard for me to do that. Just have my entire life revolve around science and stuff. Like it would be fine if I was able to make that kind of sacrifice, but like right now I'm just like I want anime.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like, I'm thinking like how far do I actually want to pursue this career goal? Because I know at some point there's gonna be no turning back. Like, and I just have to like completely put full focus into it, and that would be pretty difficult for me. Like I'll at least try to finish the degree, like get a bachelor's, at least that. But for PhD stuff like that is gonna take up a
That
big
is an
portion of my
extreme commitment. Like I,
life. It really is.
you can slack off a little bit, I guess, going for bachelor's, but if you want to fully commit to a PhD, that's like,
And even after, if you want like a job out of that, you're gonna have to commit a lot.
yeah, definitely.
So like at that point, like for the rest of my life, I'm gonna be doing that job. So it's gonna take away a lot of anime time,
Mhm.
essentially. Like, and I have a lot of people on YouTube that I'm subscribed to that I watch, like daily. It's just a lot to sacrifice for me. So I like the way that things are right now, where I'm just chilling, watching anime whenever I feel like it. I don't want to have to watch anime on a schedule type of thing.
Yeah,
Like on,
things though will always change. Life will continue moving on.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like that's why I'm just finding ways to at least make some money to at least keep this life going as long as possible.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because like I'm fine with working full time and stuff, but like it doesn't bother me. I'll just have at least a weekend off and just do my own thing, and that's fine with me.
I
But
hear you.
like for that kind of stuff, it's gonna be a daily thing. Like there's gonna be no time off. I'm gonna have to constantly study, constantly do all that types of stuff.
I'm
I don't know if I'm ready.
surprised. I'm surprised I'm managing fine so far with everything.
Yeah, I mean, I know if I actually tried and put my mind to it, I'd be able to manage. I don't want to like give up anime.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like especially if I ever get over or I guess evolve past my procrastination
Mhm.
type of stuff, then it's like I'd be able to go pretty far in that field. It's just that then there'll be no turning back for the anime and stuff.
Mhm.
And I just have a fleeting memory of the time I watched anime coming out.
I wish I was like super get dedicated to computer science. I love computer science. I love computers. But like I had a friend. I have a friend. He spent an entire summer like learning all like the different coding languages and practicing and actually like putting in the time to do everything, you know?
And
I've never
but
I wouldn't imagine myself doing that, like spending an entire summer learning. Maybe just a few days, but
but that's the
he's
kind of
dedicated to
commitment
it.
that's gonna be hard.
That's gonna take him far. I know it. I was just saying to myself, like,
Definitely.
if he starts a company, I'm joining it.
Yeah, definitely. Like that kind of commitment is what gets you places in whatever field you're trying to do. Like even if it's a field that may be seen as like you can't really make it far in society, like with the right amount of commitment, you can make it.
Yeah, what I plan on doing is like when I have downtime, really, what I might start doing. I'm taking like a winter class this winter, partially because it'll help me on my future semesters, and partially that I want to stay in the mindset of school. Because when those big breaks happen, I don't care. I would stop caring about school
I feel
until
like
school
that.
starts back up. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all throughout school for me, I always liked to keep school and home separate. I never. That's why I never really liked to do homework. So I always had to find ways to pass without doing homework. So and usually because it's high school and stuff, middle school, it's pretty easy to do so for a little bit. Like even though you might get hiccups at times, like I think for middle school there was a while where homework was like a bigger portion of your grade than normal. So like I was kind of failing for quite a bit. So like I had to like suck it up and do homework for a bit.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I mean I was still able to pass. Like it was easy too. Like I just easily caught up and passed. It just I don't want to do homework.
Yeah. I had you remember in high school Miss Brooks?
Yeah.
I had a friend, he did not want to do any homework for Miss Brooks, and homework was super serious with her.
Yeah.
Like she was super serious. The second you walk in, put your homework in the thing and get ready. If you put your homework in like after classes started, it won't count. Just like bro,
Yeah, for real.
he did not do any of that. He didn't do any homework or anything, but he still passed, which I'm still surprised about. Miss Brooks was, I considered, the most strict teacher in the entire school.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't even a bad teacher too. I think people just didn't like her a lot because of how strict she was.
Yeah, no, getting to like know her, she's actually really sweet. I like Miss Brooks a lot.
Yeah, and she's pretty chill too. Like
Yeah,
just talking to her normally, like she's pretty chill. People just didn't like how strict she was in
yeah.
class. So like
Like she
I don't know.
really was like kind of like a mom to everybody. Like after we were like when we were seniors,
Yeah,
she was just like she wants to get all the seniors to go on like a trip with the school.
yeah, she was.
She really liked us. She was actually a really good person.
Yeah.
I remember when my brother first started going to the school, and he had to take Miss Brooks's class. He was like, "Bro, this is insane."
Yeah. Did you tell him that? If
Yeah,
you
I
just
told her Miss Brooks is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
like.
That's what I kept telling him. Anytime he always brought up Miss Brooks, I was like, "She's a sweetheart. You leave her alone."
You leave her alone, or I'll
I
fix
can
you.
imagine it from the perspective of him starting out school, then having Miss Brooks, then I'm telling him like she's actually really good. While she's, dude, she made people cry in class.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That. I remember one time. I think I just got a new phone, like the SA, I think, or something, or the
Mm.
S6, and that day I was on my phone, like on my new phone, playing around with it, like, ooh, I got a new phone. My mom got a call from Miss Brooks stating that I haven't done homework for like the past couple of months. My mom was like, "Bro, oh, I'm about to take away your phone right now." She got mad, so I was like, "All right, I'll do homework. I'll do homework, mom.
Fine, fine, fine,
Let
fine,
me
fine,
actually."
fine, fine. Then you speed ran homework.
Yeah, real quick. I was like, let me do this real quick.
Let me do 3 months of homework real quick.
Yeah, for real. Because I wanted my phone real quick. I was like, yo, let me try to keep my phone down.
It's like, Mom, I need this. No, you don't. You need to do homework.
Gives me an Obama phone. But yeah, it was pretty. She's pretty chill. Like even while she was strict with me, I never really like saw Miss Brooks in a bad light. I was always just like, yeah, she's strict, but like it was lenient. It's not bad for her. It's
Hmm.
just how it is. Like sure, I may get in trouble, for not doing homework or lose points. Like, but that's my fault. Like I'm the one not doing what she clearly stated what we needed to do. So like, at least in that case, I know some people actually struggle with like the homeworks and stuff. Like they don't know stuff. Like that's a bit different for me. Like I usually know it, I just don't do it. So it is pretty much entirely my fault for failing.
Hmm.
So like I can't fault anybody else for getting mad that Miss Brooks is giving them so much homework that they struggle on. Like it happens.
Yeah. Even if I have difficulty with the homework, I get scared having difficulty because having to. It's just
Yeah,
so.
that started happening in college my second year, where I actually started having difficulty with homework and stuff. Mostly because I wasn't studying.
Hmm.
But I mean, as soon as I was starting to study, I was like starting to get it. It was just I was like, okay, now I actually have to study, and I don't like studying either. But
Yeah, I'm not
I
the
had to
biggest
do
fan of
it.
studying.
I mean, I know, yeah, in college you definitely have to study, especially depending on what you have to do, for your like degree.
Yeah,
Unless you're just him, you're just the
you're
goat.
just that guy.
If you're that guy, then hey, shut my mouth. But it happens.
We gotta. I had to. You know what I had to do? Uh, Earlier, I had to buy some stuff for club.
But
People. I was getting annoyed by people walking into the club and not signing in, so I bought like a paper holder, like a little sign thing, and I created my own like piece of paper that with the club logo that says sign in, so people understand. Sign in. Everybody thinks they could just walk in and start playing games. No. No.
Yeah, you gotta keep track, gotta keep everybody in
Yeah.
keep accountability. Yeah, that in the army, that's a very big thing is keeping accountability. Like they don't care what's happening to you; they just have to know that something is happening. Like, they just have to know what's going on. Like so, a meme kind of started in my training where it's like, because in the mornings, every time you're in formation, the PG or like the platoon guide or whoever's the leader of the platoon has to give the numbers, and it has to be accurate numbers of people that are in the platoon. And if it's not a full, like you have to give the amount of people there, the amount of people you have total, and if it's not like the same number, you have to give what those other numbers are doing or where they are. Like, you have to know exactly what's going on.
Mm.
So like a meme kind of started where it's like, drill sergeant, we have 40 people here, or we have like 50 people in the platoon, 40 people here, five five dead, four four shooting up heroin behind the building, and one FTR. And FTR means failed to report.
Okay.
And our meme will be like if you they would like completely disregard anything else you said once you say FTR. They're like, who is FTR?
Everything
That's the only
they'll
thing.
they'll be fine with everything up until FTR.
Yeah, they'll be like, okay, yeah, they're dead. Okay, shooting up heroin. Okay, we got them.
Got them.
And
Got
then
them.
FTR, who's FTR? Because failed to report means
Who didn't report?
nobody knows. Yeah, failed to report means they don't know what's going on, and they have to know what's going on.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's like you can be as long as you're here, you can be doing anything. Said
Pretty
to
much,
be.
like you'll get in trouble for it, but that's different. They at least know.
That's really
But like,
funny.
I mean, there was an issue though one time where one guy actually went AWOL while training.
What does
He
AWOL actually
he
stand for? I know what it means, but what does it stand for?
I don't remember active something. I can look it up, but he went off base like in the middle of the night. I think he just left and went off base, and apparently he didn't even get too far. Like he apparently like stopped in some nearby town, and they caught him there because he was just chilling.
Why did he
So
go? Why did he go AWOL?
he apparently just couldn't handle the training anymore.
So he just left.
Yeah, apparently he just legit left, and people for the longest we got mad at first because the drill sergeants were having us do an earlier formation than normal because like they didn't even know about it either at first. They just was having an early formation, and in that formation was when we found out. And they were telling us like because we had the early formation, we were able to catch him pretty early, like earlier than like if he had more time to leave, he would have been gone or something, and that would be an issue. But since they caught him, they know. AWOL stands for absent without leave.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So
That's
yeah,
some
so
ballsy stuff to do in the military.
bro, for real, like, I think he got kicked out, but
You're going
there was
AWOL?
another. Yeah, for going AWOL because the absent without leave went against orders. There was also this other guy who got kicked out of the army for committing adultery.
For what? What do you do?
Committing adultery.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I think he went with this other girl in one of the rooms, and the reason why they caught him is because we have a battle buddy system when you're like in training and stuff. So you either have to have two males, two females to go together, or two males, one female, two females, one male. Like it has to be that kind of ratio.
Got it.
It can never be a female and a male. Like
How
it doesn't
long?
matter if the two. Yeah, it doesn't matter if the two females are lesbian. It doesn't matter if the two males are gay. Like that, because those cases have happened where people you get roommates that are gay and like, hey, stuff happens.
Yeah, yeah.
And the drill sergeants always kind of imply like they don't care what happens, you just don't get caught. Like you can literally do whatever you want if you don't get caught.
Have the drill
It's like
sergeant
if
said that them like personally? Do you guys just like?
yes, one of them has. They're like, don't get caught, because they legit said like if you get caught by a drill sergeant, they have to write it. They have to write it up. Like they can't just ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they're saying. They say do whatever, just don't get caught. And
They got caught.
well, the guy got caught because the battle buddy he had, because at that point it was two males and one female. The male was his roommate, and he snitched on him. Like
Oh
as they went
damn.
into the, I think it's because the other guy apparently said he was getting bullied by him, so he just kind of like, I guess, wanted to get back or something.
Mhm.
So he just, as they went into the room in the building, he just kind of left and got another battle buddy to the drill sergeant and just told the drill sergeant. So as they were coming out, the drill sergeant saw them come out, and that's when it all came down.
It's like, huh? What are you guys doing in there?
Yeah, like, cause okay, so the female was in a building that there's only males, so it
Mhm.
was immediately if females anywhere near that building, like near the entrance of it or like walking out of it, they already know you're wrong. Doesn't matter what the females in there, you're wrong.
There's no alibi, no nothing.
Yeah, they like it doesn't matter if the female drops something on this side, they could have just asked someone to pick it up for them. No, you're wrong. Nothing.
But the
So
female themselves is not allowed.
the female, the female, she didn't get kicked out because she didn't commit adultery. She wasn't married. The guy was married.
Mhm.
Who, had an affair essentially.
But she
That's
got written up
adultery.
too, right?
She got written up, yeah, but not as seriously as him because I think she just got an Article 15, which just means like you have I guess, a record for now until like I don't know. Well, I guess it follows you everywhere, but it doesn't really do much until you get like enough. I think you need to get 3 or 4 or something to get kicked out of the army, and it has to like it depends.
Mhm.
Not even to get kicked out, you get 3 or 4 to get like court-martialed or something, like, or it goes up to higher ranks, and they'll have to decide whether you get kicked out, or go to court-martial, or whatever, all of that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but she just got an Article 15, so she just got something on her record stating that she, broke the rules, whatever, simple, simple. She just got kicked out the army, he committed adultery.
She just got a one strike, basically.
Yeah, kind of. She got a strike. He just got an out immediately.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's just gone.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, pretty much. I wonder how his wife took it though. Like, I'm curious. It's like because they had to tell the wife.
Of course, of course. That
Or
whole
even if they didn't
situation
tell,
must suck for everybody.
yeah, even if they didn't tell the wife, he had to come up with something to like explain why he's no longer in the army.
True.
Like the wife would just be like, "What happened? Why you get kicked out?" He could be like, "I was framed." I guess.
Oh, I thought the army had to tell the wife what went on.
I'm pretty sure they did. It's just if they didn't, like in that case that they didn't, he'd have to like come up with something.
Of course.
But I'm pretty sure. So like,
Honey, you're back 3 years early. What's going on?
yeah, pretty much. It just be like that. Sometimes.
Honey, your tour ended already?
Oh man, that was a fast training schedule. I mean, it was while we were in training too, so he didn't even like really start doing the army stuff before getting kicked out. So,
I think that's I think. Any other thoughts on adultery in the military?
I don't know. I didn't really see much. Most of the times in training, what happened was people, technically you can't do any like sexual acts in training and stuff, between anybody, any higher ranks, or any of the other trainees with you. But it always happens anyway. So those times we hear about it is when people get caught, and there's a few people that got caught. A couple of different things. Apparently, either the generals or some like higher ranking's child, I forgot if it was son or daughter, they were caught with one of the trainees there. So that was a big issue, I guess. And I think there's a certain building on base where technically the drill sergeants aren't allowed, or like the higher ranks aren't allowed to go in. It's only for trainees and stuff. So like obviously a lot of stuff be happening there. Like when I first walked into there, immediately I saw fraternization, because technically fraternization you're not allowed to do. But immediately as I walked there, I see people hugging, kissing, all that type of stuff. I'm like, dang, bro, y'all just out in the open, like
Out in the open, just
that's
don't
what my
get caught.
That's what my friends told me, like, oh, technically drill sergeants aren't allowed to come in here. So, oh shoot, no wonder why it's crazy.
Oh, that I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I just went there to play some ping pong. So.
I just wanted ping pong, and people are tongue wrestling here. Jeez.
Yeah, for real. I'm like, damn. And I was like, maybe I could get some, like action. And it's like, nah, I got no riz, so it don't matter.
No riz. There's the
I
only thing
mean, my
coming out of your
riz.
mouth. Do you want to hear about Earth's gravitational pull?
No, I got no riz because I don't train my riz. You know, like I don't really do anything.
You just keep training your unspoken riz.
My unspoken riz. Oh yeah, my body language. Just start doing flips in front of them. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I got that. Starts doing a split. Like, yeah, I got flexibility.
All right. Let's any final notes on the whole adultery thing? Because I think it'll be funny if we end off and make the title episode 6 Eggnog to military adultery.
Did we start with eggnog? I thought we started with something else.
No, we started with eggnog.
Yeah, I guess we could. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter as long as it's like one of the beginning topics and one of the
Yeah.
end topics.
Because
I don't think we need to
mainly we talk about our day, then we get into a topic, and the topic was eggnog. We're talking about
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. But the title doesn't have to be the first topic and the last topic. It could just be like one of the beginning ones and one of the last.
it. Yeah,
Even
that's
if
fine.
we don't end off with adultery, you could just say it went from eggnog to adultery at some point. Adultery in the army.
Adultery in the army. Yeah, I'm down for making that title.
Yeah.
Alright, you think
But-
it's any final notes? I think we had a good session. It's been an hour.
If you join the army, don't commit adultery if you want to stay.
Don't commit adultery.
Don't get caught.
and drink
get
your
caught.
and drink your eggnog.
Drink your eggnog, no alcohol though.
No alcohol. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to our 6th episode of Sensical Ramblings, and we will be back again next week. Goodbye.
Bye.